Freedom cannot be bestowed. It must be achieved. The truth is found when men and women are free to pursue it. We, and all others, who believe in freedom, as deeply as we do, would rather die on our feet, than live on our knees. Freedom of speech is of no use to a man who has nothing to say, and freedom of worship is of no use to a man who has lost his God. We must scrupulously guard the civil rights and civil liberties of all our citizens. Any oppression, any injustice, any hatred is a wedge designed to attack our civilization. The only sure bulwark of continuing liberty is a government strong enough to protect the interests of the people, and a people strong enough and well enough informed to maintain its sovereign control over the government. Books cannot be killed by fire. People die, but books never die. No man and no force can abolish memory. Books are weapons. And it is a part of your dedication always to make them weapons for man's freedom. If in other lands, the press, and books, and literature, of all kinds, are censored, we must redouble our efforts here to keep them free. Books may be burned and cities sacked, but truth, like the yearning for freedom, lives in the hearts of humble men and women. Freedom means the supremacy of human rights everywhere. Our support goes to those who struggle to gain those rights and keep them. Our strength is our unity of purpose. To that high concept, there can be no end save victory. Freedom to learn is the first necessity of guaranteeing that man, himself, shall be self-reliant enough to be free. True individual freedom cannot exist without economic security and independence. People who are hungry and out of a job are the stuff of which dictatorships are made. Nobody will ever deprive the American people of the right to vote, except the American people themselves, and the only way they could do this is by not voting. As a nation, we may take pride in the fact that we are soft-hearted, but we cannot afford to be soft-headed. Human kindness has never weakened the stamina or softened the fiber of a free people. A nation does not have to be cruel to be tough. In our personal ambitions, we are individualists. But in our seeking for economic and political progress, as a nation, we all go up, or else all go down, as one people. A nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people. A nation like a person, has a mind that must be kept informed and alert, that must know itself, that understands the hopes and needs of its neighbors, all the other nations that live within the narrowing circle of the world. Those newspapers of the nation, which most loudly cried dictatorship against me, would have been the first to justify the beginnings of dictatorship by somebody else. In Washington's day, the task of the people was to create and weld together a nation. In Lincoln's day, the task of the people was to preserve that nation from disruption from within. In this day, the task of the people is to save that nation and its institutions from disruption from without. Lives of nations are determined not by the count of years, but by the lifetime of the human spirit. The life of a nation is the fullness of the measure of its will to live. If civilization is to survive, we must cultivate the science of human relationships, the ability of all peoples, of all kinds, to live together in the same world, at peace. Principles of morality and considerations for our own security will never permit us to acquiesce in a peace dictated by aggressors and sponsored by appeasers. Enduring peace cannot be bought at the cost of other people's freedom. The democratic aspiration is no mere recent phase in human history. It is human history. It permeated the ancient life of early peoples. It blazed anew in the Middle Ages. It was written in Magna Carta. On each national day of inauguration, since 1789, the people have renewed their sense of dedication to the United States. Art is not a treasure in the past, or an importation from another land, but part of the present life of all living and creating peoples. I pledge myself to a new deal for the American people. If we can boondoggle ourselves out of this depression, that word is going to be enshrined in the hearts of the American people for years to come. Men are not prisoners of fate, but only prisoners of their own minds. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Let us move forward with strong and active faith. Put 2 or 3 men in positions of conflicting authority. This will force them to work at loggerheads, allowing you to be the ultimate arbiter. While they prate of economic laws, men and women are starving. We must lay hold of the fact that economic laws are not made by nature. They are made by human beings. Prosperous farmers mean more employment, more prosperity for the workers and the businessmen of every industrial area in the whole country. We must, especially, beware of that small group of selfish men who would clip the wings of the American eagle in order to feather their own nests. These dark days will be worth all they cost us, if they teach us that our true destiny is not to be ministered unto, but to minister to ourselves and to our fellow men. No business, which depends for existence on paying less than living wages to its workers, has any right to continue in this country. The money changers have fled from their high seats in the temple of our civilization. We may now restore that temple to the ancient truths. The measure of the restoration lies in the extent to which we apply social values, more noble than mere monetary profit. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. Thank you for watching and for supporting us.